I shall duly direct you there. What I need you to have before you is a file marked to your name, supplementary statement, and annexures. Do you have that?
Correct, Commissioners.
If we could then open that file and confirm that you have filed a further supplementary statement for purposes of your testimony before the Commission, and that appears from pages 1 to 11. And do you so confirm?
Correct, Commissioners.
And if you turn to page 11 of that statement, there is a signature and it's dated the 2nd of June 2026. You confirm that that is your signature?
I confirm that, Commissioners.
And do you confirm the correctness of the contents of the statement and that you stand by what's stated therein?
Correct, Commissioners.
As part of your statement, you have an annexure LS1. It appears from page 12. And you have referenced this particular annexure in your supplementary statement, and these are specific responses, or these are your responses to specific questions posed to you in the Regulation 10.6 notice. Do you confirm?
Correct, Commissioners.
For purposes of the record, then, I suggest that your supplementary statement be considered as both the freestanding statement and the specific responses to questions. Would that work for you?
Correct, Commissioners.
We are then ready, would be ready to turn to your statement, starting at page 1. And as is tradition in this commission, when there is a statement, the witness has an opportunity to have quote-unquote free time to speak to and summarize the content of that particular document. However, commissioners, during breakfast this morning before we started, and in my engagement with General Sinona and his legal team, Advocate Mbofu had expressed a desire to address you. And perhaps this might be an opportunity for him to do so through you, Chair.
Yes, Mr. Mbofu.
Thank you very much, Advocate Silo and Chairperson and Commissioners. Yes, mine is not going to be long, Chair. My remit was really to place on the record certain concerns, shall we say, which have been expressed by the General, which we wanted to put up front, and so that his evidence could be seen in context, because these are issues that may arise from time to time, or which might hamper the flow of his evidence. And we would like those issues have been specifically instructed to put them on the record for consideration by this forum or any other forum should it become ever relevant. And so that we're not accused of raising those issues at a particular time, maybe because there are certain adverse findings or something. These are concerns that we raise, even if they will be favorable or neutral or adverse findings. Chair, what I will do is, so that we don't waste time, I'll just really do a high-level presentation of these issues. If the Commission would like us to present later a more detailed outline of the same issues, then we will be happy to do so. But for now, I don't want to get into much the minutiae. But the first issue, Chair, is maybe I should just say that the general heading really of all what I'm saying is concerns regarding what the General feels has been unfair treatment by the Commission. and that is on the basis that the Commission is enjoined to treat witnesses and everyone fairly. And I think that's common cause. Nobody can quibble with that. So the first of those topics then is the serial refusal by the Commission to furnish information upon request. And again, we are happy to furnish the detail and the chronology, the blow by blow of we wrote this letter, we got this nonchalant response, or no response at all, or an unreasonable response. There are many examples of that, but that's the broad area of concern. In fact, without getting into much detail, one of those responses was something like, well, you don't have to know what other people have said about you, just say what you know, kind of thing. And it would be hard to believe that that is a policy of this commission, because, as we know, people have a right of reply. I mean, that's one of the most fundamental rights under the broad rubric of Audi Alteram Partiam. And in our view, that's why the Commission is populated by legally trained people all around, so that those trite issues of fairness can be observed. The second issue is related to the first one, which is this issue of right of reply. There are various. We understand the difference between, being called here on specific accusations and therefore being entitled to the documentation and being asked to assist the Commission and all that. We're not dealing with this at that technical level. But whichever category one falls in, they surely have a right to, at the minimum, to face their accusers, to use the colloquial expression. And facing your accusers doesn't mean literally facing them. It just means knowing what it is that's going to be said, which you might have to respond to. The next issue, which is the third in my list, is that one of the things we have been asked to do is to ensure that there will be no straying outside of the subpoena that has brought us here and the specific issues that are raised there. And that's probably related to what might be the next issue, so I might as well raise it in combination, Chair, just to save time, which is the feeling of the General and us that the issues that he has been asked to deal with have actually been dealt with in his first appearance here. We might be wrong about this, but on our unscientific analysis, he's probably been the witness who has been called back more than anyone else to come back here, despite the fact that he testified for 3 days in January. And
there's a witness that testified for 8 days, Mr. The days may have been consecutive, I'm not sure, but yes, still 8 days, so far more than the General.
No, Chair, I don't want to be nitpicking. No, ours is not about the number of days so much than the toing and froing and being called and then called back and then called back. But I take your point, Chair. So if we don't have the gold medal in that, we probably have the silver. So we're still on the.
Mr. Mpofu, can you just repeat the fourth point?
The fourth point. The fourth point is I was saying I'm merging it with the third point. That was about repetitive questions. Yeah. So it's if you like, it might be a subset of the third point. It covers Commissioner Baloyi. It covers two issues. One is my original statement that the issue of the break-in theft, whatever you call it, in Port Shepstone was, as you might remember, I think it was the last topic for his January testimony, and it was covered extensively. The result of that is that you will find that when you read the statement that was identified by my colleague, Ms. Silo, which is LS1, that's where we respond to the specific questionnaire. You'll find that maybe on more than, if there are 10 questions, and I think there are more than that, there are about 15, but more than 50% or even 60% of those